whole bunch of tables going on, so shouldn't be a problem. 3-bet this one. Check the flop. All good. There we go. Fold that. Started at 25493. That is awful high. That's better. Let's see if I can get the music fixed. There we go.
Is this a real animal? What is
And the mic was muted that whole fucking time. That's awesome. Oh well. That's great. Well, in about 200 seconds, you guys will hear what's up. But apparently, because my computer was fucking up, I had to use the Yeti, the microphone, to plug in for my headphones. And then I fixed it right before stream, so I went back to the computer, but I forgot to unmute the mic because it picks up sounds in the room and, you know, amplifies them into your ears. And we will raise. So it's kind of a pair or another ace. Check. Yep. Good to see people aren't doing everything crazy. Probably could have betted on the flop or the turn and won it. But might have also opened up myself to a check raise bluff. Just going to go ahead and bet. Take it down. Really got to focus on getting heads up. Oh, that's a little... There we go. Something like that. Check. Check. You can have it. Don't love it, but I don't hate it. Backdoor flush and straight draws. Gut shot and the flush draw. And we are going to bet the river. Take it down with the ace high bluff. Good to know where the ace of diamonds is. Okay. So player limped and then leads. We see a call. Ah. Got a little note on him. It's kind of weird if this guy goes all in. The queen on the turn shouldn't be as big of a factor as somebody might think, but I want to see what the big stack does. If shorty goes all in, we're going to jam over the top. I'm going to check it again. Just kind of pot controlling. Oh, really? Did I have you guys? The fuck are you? I mean, okay, the flush draw, fine. The king jack, whatever. How do you not get all the money in? It's like ridiculous. I think we can bet the gut shot backdoor flush draw. Queen's not awesome. Really? Okay. This player specifically has made ace 9, huh? Interesting. Player specifically has made efforts to get out of my way. Alright. 8's not bad. Check. Ace deuce. I think we can go ahead and bet here. A min raise. No. Check. You can have it, bro. Min raise is not a raise, sir. Okay, this one did fill back up. All right. Goddamn balance is screwed up. I think we can get off this table since I have a new one coming up. Hey, hoping your luck is a lot better today. Happy New Year from Scotland. Thank you, Chloroform. I gotta tell you, it couldn't be much worse yesterday. So it's gotta be better already. I'm not gonna barrel at this weirdo. And Happy New Year to you too. One of my favorites peoples. All right. Definitely want to do that. Well, I'm definitely not folding now. He just doesn't have enough chips. So if he has me beat, he has me beat. I bet kind of medium on the flop, so who knows? Hey, nice hand. Fucking moron. What the fuck are you even calling for? Like I'm just gonna have ace king and ace queen there 90% of the time. This is kind of meh. Just kind of hanging out. We're looking to in a little bit go out to a overpass out here in Henderson and check out the fireworks, but it got super windy, which is the only thing that ever cancels the fireworks on New Year's, is because it's like such a crazy safety hazard because of fire and explosions and such. Um, that we're not sure if the fireworks are even going to be done this year. So we're gonna wait till like 10:30 or so and start checking reports and seeing what's up. Like, what are you thinking about, bro? Like, obviously, I have a straight. I mean, it was a weak raise on the button to start with. I'm not folding. Fine. 8, 3, diamond. Make a proper raise, bro. And then a c-bet. Like, he's c-betting to get me to put it in when I have conceivably, what is that, 9 plus the backdoor flush draw? 36 plus 4 and 4. So I have like 42% equity versus your aces. Never doing that when I'm getting better than 1.321. But this is all just Spanish to somebody who doesn't know what the fuck I'm talking about. It's hilarious. But I will take the beat down. Plus, this is a player who puts $4 in, takes these stupid little shots, they never adjust for the size of their stack. And I'm giving him the most action. Look at this. Like, called off everything with the flush draw. And then, like, just put all the money in. Like, if the diamond comes off, like, you're not getting paid. Put all the money in. I'm watching Deary on the side. Is this table... I don't know if this one's... No, I can't. How long do I have to wait? 22 minutes? Ugh. Yeah, I'm watching Dairy eating dinner. She's been playing Mario Party with Elix and I forget the other one's name, but all my favorite drag queens. So this is a double gut shot. There is the flush draw. My session today was pretty terrible. Not sure if my mind was in it. All right, you can have it for 2 bets. From when I was in it, looking back at some hands, it looks like I was overplaying mediocre made hands. Yeah, you kind of, you know, we talk about it a lot with Jonathan Little's content because he is one of the first people that I heard use an exact phrasing of premium made hands and draws and marginal made hands. There were other... Look at this. Like, this is just... marginal made hands. Which, that concept of marginal made hand being played for more calls than raises and just kind of bluff catching with them. Like, and it's interesting because watching him play, there was one where he had 3-bet pre-flop, got called, flopped top pair queen with king queen, and then got led into. And he immediately said, this is a marginal made hand now. He's like, at this point, it's whatever. So he calls it, the turn goes check, check. And then on the river, the other player bets, and he calls it, and the guy rolled over pocket jacks. But it was like top pair was so downgraded by the action, just became this marginal made hand, which that's term kind of stuck in my head. So, interesting flop. Not one I'm ever going to bet as the pre-flop raiser. Got called 4 ways. Definitely somebody could have an ace out there. But I think this usually goes check around. And then we have to go from there. Player bets half pot. I absolutely am not folding for 1 bet. King on the turn is a beautiful thing. So it's like he never has anything, but maybe it's a situation where he had a pair of 4s and filled it up on the flop, and maybe I get paid. So that's one of those ones where it's a concept that I learned by watching videos by Assassinato on Jonathan Little's site, and he was saying this is a situation, and he was talking about like boards like that where it's so good for the pre-flop raiser and it looks so trappy and it looks so fucking dominating. He's like, these are the kind of situations where you end up in situations like I was just in, where you're going to get called a very small percentage of the time, not very often. And it's not going to matter really how much you bet as long as you bet something in the realm of consideration. Like if you bet 10x pot, obviously nobody's going to sit there and ever fucking try to hero call you. But if you bet, up to 3/4 pot, you might just, like, see, now this is a bluff catcher. You might just end up in a situation where instead of betting, a quarter pot or half pot or something like that, you can bet pot to pot and a half, I guess sometimes, even sometimes 3x pot, because your opponent is just trying to bluff catch you. And when they're trying to bluff catch you, you're going to get called the same. Like if you're only going to get called 10% of the time, you might as well bet big so that it pays off versus all those times that you didn't get called. Interesting. I'm going to bet it. He could definitely have 2 pair. He's an old man coffee type, but we're going to bet. Only fun hand of my session was dealt 7-7 on the button with 13 big blinds, jammed into 2 tight opponents, both with mid 30 big blinds. Small blind calls flop with 5-5 flop comes 5-5-7. Yeah, that'll happen. Hopefully the fireworks are on. Would be a bummer for it to be canceled. Honestly, it kind of would, but at the same time, I can't believe they're having as much shit in Vegas as they are. It's nothing like it was before the pandemic, but it's pretty fucking insane just how dangerous it is with how much Omicron variant we have out here. I'm sitting here trapped in my goddamn house. Like, I go to the store and the gym and to hook up with people, and that's pretty much it. No. No. Little tighter out of position. That was one slight adjustment. It was like any of the hands that I knew that were in the range but were like 2 off the cusp. Like if you're supposed to defend there in the big blind with King Jack suited and I end up with King 9 suited, it's 2 off the cusp. You know what I'm saying? Like if the cusp was King 10. So therefore folding hands like King 9 and things like that. Like just shaving it off a little bit. I guess King Jack offsuit, King 10 suited in that scenario. People are already shooting off fireworks out here. Okay. I did it really fast. That can kind of fuck people up, but if it's 10 Jack, I'm going to puke because that's really the only hand that should do this. Jack 9. Interesting. Great play, bro. That's somebody who they're constructing in their head what they think you have after the pre-flop action. Like he limped, I raised, he defended, and then he led the flop with second pair and constructed in his head that I was on a flush draw. When I raised him right away. Like immediately raised him. And he's only got so much left. So the turn comes off. It's like he just constructed that in his head that I had 2 diamonds. It's hilarious. Oh, up a few buy-ins already. Good little adjustments I've made. Seem pretty good. Definitely also not tilty. It was definitely a little tilty yesterday. Well, not. I mean, it's here's the thing. I don't think I was tilty in the classical sense because I wasn't pissing money off. My tilt was making people fold. So not like I was bluffing crazy either. Like I would just jam all in pre-flop for like 120 blinds on a three bet, and it was like I just needed to see that people will fold at some point. Um, so my tilt didn't really cost me money, but it just made the experience very unpleasant. Oh, I'm doing this. This is one of those toys they give to autistic kids. I found it in quarantine, and I really enjoy it. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. A lot of time I catch myself betting small on the river. Should really do some studying and figuring out spots where I should be betting larger. It's more so about studying the frequency, right? Like when we say frequency, right? It's like if you see a flop and it's a flop you're going to bet often, then it's going to be at a high frequency of betting. So therefore your bet can become lower, right? So look at it that way. So and when it's a range that favors your range, you're going to be betting it uh, or sorry, when it's one that doesn't favor your range, you're going to be betting it less often. So when you're betting it less often, your bet can be bigger. The same can be used for that river value bet. If you think you're getting called at a standard frequency, just bet a normal value bet. Two thirds, three quarters, something like that, depending on who you're playing against, whatever. If you think you're getting called at a below average frequency, you bet a third, you bet a half, something like that. But if you think it's very rare that you're getting called because you just have so much of the board, like maybe you only get called 5% of the time because somebody either has to have something very specific and they have to think that you're bluffing, right? Then betting large makes a lot of sense because you're not going to get called anyway. And when you do get called, it doesn't matter if you're betting a third pot or 2x pot, the player is just bluff catching you. So the size of the bet doesn't matter as long as you're not like threatening their tournament life for 10x pot, like something ridiculous. But I've done that bet for 2x pot on the river and not even all in, just like 2x pot, and seen people like after they take like 5 or 10 seconds, I'm like, oh, I'm getting called. This is perfect. And then they call it, and I just roll over the fucking quads on them. Much the same time, don't really leave my house, meet with friends that often in the current environment. Got COVID from the first time I attended after restrictions opened. Yeah, that's when a lot of people got it because we didn't know as much about masks and hand washing and general public space safety. Like there weren't regulations in place. So when the restrictions got lifted, there was a lot of growing pains, I think. And how I've been sort of hidden ever since. I mean, you kind of have to, man. And here's the thing. This is going on for years because the U.S. is fucking up. But eventually, it may take a long time. Eventually, it will go away. We will figure out a way to beat it. Even if it is because the people revolt. Or, whatever. Governments will change. Things will happen. We'll either stamp it out or we'll get the proper vaccines and proper treatments post-COVID, and like Johnson & Johnson just developed a pill about a month ago. It was released for at-home COVID treatment where it's like you're not as bad as needing a ventilator, but you definitely could use some hospital attention, meaning certain drugs, certain things to help you and all like that. They came out with a home version, a pill of it. So you could, medicate yourself and just stay in touch with a doctor remotely and treat your own, COVID at home, which is better because it keeps the hospitals open for the people who really need it. Playing with timings in low stakes is super exploitative. I have notes on a few players I come across, only know when it works. Yeah. You definitely, timing tells are a thing. And, the amount of times I've realized I'm not getting paid unless I, act very quickly, or if I, usually it's acting quickly. Usually that's the thing that fucks people up. I'm going to check this one. I have great showdown value. I thought about c-betting this flop, but I think checking and betting the turn is better for bluffs. And my hand actually has value, so I think we can set up the two barrel this way. And unless this player just made two pair with that jack, yeah, it should go right down. But see, betting right at that flop, like if the guy has a flush draw, I kind of have to go bet, 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 and I'm going to run out of money. Or we're going to run out of chips, to the point where he's either going to be fully pot committed and just jam on me. But once you let the turn come off, players, even getting the right price, I've seen players not want to draw to a flush with only one card to come. And it's like, you're getting the right price, it shouldn't matter. And here's the thing, when you get bet at on the flop, they will call a larger bet on the flop, which is because they have two cards to come, which is stupid. Because the fact of the matter is that you're only seeing the next card. When you call that bet, you're only seeing the next card guaranteed without facing any more heat. I think this player may bet again. Again, if he has a jack, it sucks. Fours. He hit a 4 on the river. Love that. I'm going to go ahead and bet right at this one. This is a super specific situation where I'm in a 4-way pot. I raised under the gun, and I have the virtual nuts. I mean, if somebody outflopped me, that's fine, but I think this gets a lot of calls from like any pair in the person's hand. I mean, obviously, if somebody has a jack, they're not folding either, but, a player like with pocket 8s here or pocket 9s, may just go broke. Whereas if I check the flop, they're not doing shit. But it's definitely very confusing when they see me just make this big bet. I could have probably bet smaller and faster, like half pot, like instantly, but I think this is okay. I think if I'm going to get called, I think this is the way to do it. Okay. You got a better jack, that's fine. But he just thinks I'm full of shit, right? Yeah, see, pocket 8s. See what I'm saying? That's a really good example. I called the hand that's going to do this. Like, he's check raising thinking that I'm never going to do it with a jack. That's the whole point. I'm always going to do it with a jack. Or not always. Like, people think that playing poker is about like, oh, he doesn't have it, or he doesn't. It doesn't matter. All that stuff. Like, there was a time when people would like look at somebody and be like, I could tell he doesn't have. It's like, we played for so much on this pot. Like, he started the hand with more than a full buy-in. It's crazy. Well, why would he bet a jack that way? And here's the other thing. When he check raises and I jam, I can also have aces. Like, believe it or not, I can also have aces there. I'm going to keep playing the 10 jack. Maybe that's the hand of the day. I mean, I've gotten it like 9 times. I think I've won all of them. Well, no, one of them I didn't flop with. There's another one. So, min re-raise. Called cold over here by this guy who limped. Okay. Paper monkey raising small. Let's go super big. If you want to get it in, we can. That's a nice big bet. Congratulations, sir. Check. I had to look and make sure that it was it was coming up. Is I wanted to make sure that you watch this hand as it unfolds chloroform. The 10 jack. It's hilarious that I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh yeah, because somebody with pocket fives or whatever can, and I'm right, they can. Yeah, did you see Betty White died? 9:30 this morning. Didn't make it out of 2021. Was 17 days to her 100th birthday. What are you gonna do? She had a good run though. Check it. Just because the small blind should be smashing this board. Thank you. Much appreciated. Yeah, that's the thing. That's a situation. That's a low percentage. It's a low percentage call situation on the flop. So there is the big bet example. Because we're not getting called often. We're getting raised or folded to. And when we get raised, we want to get the money in. And when we get the folds, who gives a shit? Because we weren't going to get action anyway. That's an example of a very rare time when it happens on the flop. And it only works because I was under the gun and raising. And people think that they can check raise the eights and then like, what? I'm supposed to fold aces to you just because you're in the blind? Like, no. We're probably just going to get it in. Because as much as they think I'm not betting on that flop with a jack, the same way I don't think they're check raising with a jack on that flop. I mean, yeah, you can be afraid of hearts, but I still don't think most people check raise until the turn. Nice little quick come up here. Ooh, can I get on this table? Yes, I can. All right, so I'm going to get off this one. I'm just taking the big stacks off as I make them. Like, there's just no reason for me to be sitting on a table with 25 blinds. Or 250 blinds. It's a good way to make sure, because, you know, things happen and I want to be the effective stack a lot of times. And that effective stack I want to be is 100 big blinds to 150 big blinds. Anything more than that, I'm courting a situation where I run into this player and one of us takes a monstrous beat. And it's like, it would just suck. Even with aces, it would suck to get in 250 blinds pre-flop and have to sweat, you know, versus the kings, the 80-20. Even though you want it, like, it's a lot of smoke. So, min raise. So, I'm just going to very quickly raise huge. All right, he just folded. That was one of those ones where the raise is so small that he's not going to play on. From opponent's perspective, I interpret it as either you have a jack or you have two overcards. I'm now trying to figure out what I'm calling with. Right. Once I jam on him, I can have overcards and a flush draw, which, if you think about it, you know, the board can pair off, you know, two running cards, or I can hit let's say I have ace-king suited in hearts. I can hit a heart, I can hit an ace, I can hit a king, and the board can also pair off another higher card than 8. So if it comes off 9-9, I can also beat you that way. So we're talking about 9 diamonds, 6 overcards I can hit immediately. Well, I guess 8 diamonds because the 8 of spades wasn't in his hand. So what is that? 14 plus the board can pair off any running next card. So we'll call that 14 and a half outs approximately percentage wise. 29, 58% in that scenario. This is tempting, but stupid. Yeah, Betty White. Yeah, sad news. 9:30 this morning. And it's one of those things that it kind of like takes you, it hits you like for a second, and then you're like, well, she was 99. My Aunt Faye just died about 3 weeks ago. Or my Aunt Ida. Faye was her sister. Sorry. I always knew Faye and Ida together when I was a kid. But Aunt Ida, who walked the golf course, golfed 5 times a week until she was 98 or 97, and that was like 2 years ago. She actually used to say she wished she had her mobility back that she had in her early 90s. I believe she was 99 as well. And, you know, it wasn't like a bad thing, but, you know, like a month ago, my dad called me and said, hey, you know, your Aunt Ida's in hospice. You know, this is probably going to resolve itself quickly. So, you know, be prepared. And then, you know, she passed away like, I think like 3 days after he told me that. And it was, you know, we had the virtual service, and it's like, yeah, but, you know, she lived 99 fucking years, you know. I think her 100th birthday was in June, I think. But, you know, she was very active her whole life. She danced her whole life. That's what everybody said about her at the funeral. She was always known for her dancing. She actually taught folk dancing. I think she was a lesbian. You know, never married, never had any significant male partners. Had a lot of friends that were women over the years. And if you've ever seen a folk dancing class, yeah. It's the distinction that I have in my family is I am the first openly LGBTQ Kronberg that has ever been in my family. I have a couple of ideas that there were a few in my family that were, you know, more than straight. But I'm the first one out. Can you imagine that? 2020, it took till 2021 or 2020 for the first one of my entire family, which goes back, you know, we have a long family history, and it's a big family. But, you know, conservative Jews, different times growing up. This next generation coming up, I'm pretty sure there's quite a few that are going to be out very quickly. But yeah, me and Courtney were talking about something a couple months ago, and she said, you know, it's different. And she asked me like something like, is there anything that's like freaked me out? And I said, honestly, I'm the first out person in my family. Like, it's kind of freaky when you have a big family, you know? I mean, there's always the theory on my Uncle John, but we never got confirmation on that. And that's from my mother's side, you know, so it's still family, but it's not, you know, a Kronberg, one of the cores. It's a pretty nice flop. This has been the wrap on the last couple days, is the nice flop, weird turn. Okay, the biggest stack has $5 here, man. I got 12 outs twice at least. So we're getting it in. Oh, God, I couldn't crack his aces twice. I had so many outs. Like, why was that not 3-bet pre-flop? Oh, God damn it, I accidentally folded queens. Hey, look at that. Maybe I got away cheap. Yeah, this thing was... Like, you just call jacks? Oh, my God, what a loser. I mean, I got 12 outs twice here. Look at this. 48%. Does WSOP have Zoom Cash? No. I think 888 has Flow Cash when you change tables as soon as you fold. Yeah. ACR has Blitz, and WSOP has Blast tournaments. Look at this. Cold calls, 15 blinds. I mean, this is the original Razor, right? See, like, here's the, you don't have to freak out on these, right? You can just bet normally. Cold called 15 blinds. Anybody want to bet he had a pair? There's a raise and a re-raise. I mean, that's just so bad. It's like, and they only continue if they flop a set. Like, there's just no reason. I can bet this one for value. That's one of those, that ace 3 suited is one of those ones where I was just going to say that I've been hitting flops like that the past 4 or 5 days and never hitting the fucking winner. Like, so many open-enders with a flush draw that never hit, like just getting beaten by one pair. Like, it's just hilarious. But, you know, getting better than... Look at this. Min raise jam all in. Ace king, right? Yeah. Look at this. And just called it off. Is this money laundering? What's happening? Is there another table? No. I think I have to wait. Check. Tired after walking 9 holes. Never mind 18 5 times a week. That's amazing. Yeah, she really was. She got her first hole-in-one at the age of 90. My gran is in her 80s now, but over the past few years, she's slowed down a lot. Yeah, you kind of have to. Double hip replacement now, permanent oxygen machine in her house. Has been trying to see her safely over COVID. A lot of voice calls. That's good, man. Stay in touch. Like, because that's the thing that, you know, that statistic, like, they always ask, like, I remember hearing it in school a lot, like, what's the number one killer of elderly people? And they used to say retirement is the number one killer because it would take away their will to live. And it's not really something you can put your finger on. My dad is he was a pediatrician for 50 years. I asked him what they mean by will to live, and he tried to give me a philosophical answer. And I said, yeah, but there's got to be a medical diagnosis. And he says, yes, there is. But at the same time, the person's desire to keep living is a factor. Like, if somebody doesn't want to live, their body will pick up on it and just shut down. Look at this, I'm getting raised. And called. And re-raised. I'm going to re-raise. I have the nuts. This is kind of awkward. I don't think I can fold for one bet. Nobody's got a flush draw. Board didn't pair. We're chopping it up with the other big stack. These two morons with 2 pair. This only sucks because of the player behind. How long has this player been sitting? A while. I'm going to fold. I mean, if the player behind wasn't there, I would have snap called it. But what are you sticking around for? Yeah. Same hand as me. Good fold by me. This table just fucking died. Oh, I just had the opportunity to get on another table, too. Can I get on here? That's a good bad card. I'm going to check. I have to call. Yeah, great play, bro. Why are you trapping? You're trapping without a trappable hand. I mean, I guess I don't have to get off this table. Yeah, I'm gonna stay on it. Yeah, she walked the golf course, and that was when we say 5 times a week, we means at least. Stars have Zoom tournaments. Most of them are heads-up tourneys. I think not really a fan. Yeah, Zoom tournaments I don't really like. The Blast tournaments are kind of similar. Basically, they're like a jackpot where you spin for how many times you're buying you're playing for, and then there's 4 of you, and you get a certain amount of time. And when time runs out, everybody's all in till a winner is determined. So it becomes a very different format. Most of them are 5 minutes, and you're playing for 2-to-1 on your money. So if you buy in, if it's a $5, there's 4 of you in the tournament. You're going to get 5 minutes to play, and then you're going to be all in, or unless you get eliminated. My favorite thing is when you get to end them before before the time runs out, and it's like you never get to the blast portion. Okay, no heart on the river. And he leads. Wow. Leads the full pot. This is dumb shit. Because this is an idiot who's sitting there holding on to a 3, getting minimum value. Really? You got it. Minimum value. Like if I had just checked the turn, he gets nothing more out of me. But it's only because he was in the blind that I kept betting. And the king came off, which is good for me. But yeah, the Zoom tournaments on Stars, I never really liked them either. Can we open the lobby? What the fuck? Pretty good flop. I'll take it. Okay. I don't mind giving action my first hand at a table. You can have it. I do miss Stars heads-up tournaments. Not the Blast kind, or the what do they call it, the Zoom kind, but just the regular heads-up tournaments. I really like those. Just because, like, it was an easy thing. Usually if you won 3 matches, you were in the cash, right? So, Little Dragon, I'm just going to call. They're probably going to go apeshit. They should never have a 7. I'm going to check the river. I expect to get bluffed. Oh, wow. They didn't do it. I really thought they were going to bluff. This player has truly backed off bluffing me. I'll fold that. Full pot. full pot and then min bet. Like, I know this doesn't get called much, but that's why I did it. Because I want to get paid. Full pot C bet with no intention of continuing. Like, well, why are you using the pot button? Ace high flop. Didn't think about betting it again. I probably should have raised smaller. Or I could have just called. Oh, yeah, I meant to post here. What am I doing? Really? So you... No, he didn't limp. I was in first. He was posted. No, he wasn't. Just straight raised me. That's fine. You gotta have some raise folds out of first. I don't mind this. I mean, it's not great being out of position, but because of the players I'm up against, I don't mind it. I can't even bluff with this guy. That's the thing. That's how dumb it is. He has an ace. And it's like, if I had a flush here, I would jam and get called all day. Ugh. Just that turn has to come off so perfect for me, right? Annoying. You were grinding for silver yesterday. Is that the rake program? No, it's not a rake program. It's their bonus program. You earn so many points at a certain level. When you get to silver, what the fuck is going on here? I took a different line, but I don't know what's happening here. Why am I not reading my notes on this guy? Yeah, he's not a bluffer. I knew I remembered the name. Yeah, it's not a rakeback program, really. It's, well, I guess it is. It's kind of like the higher your tier, the more points you get. So, or the more points multiplier you get. So at the bronze tier, which is what I was at, I was getting 4 points raked per, or 4 points multiplier. When I'm silver, you get 10 times. So it's a super huge jump, really? Alright. Like, it's just every time with the fucking flush draw. Like, just fucking retarded. Like, with the queen of clubs. Like, not even the ace of fucking clubs. Like, just, oh, it's so frustrating. I think I have to check this river. Wow. Out of first position. Out of first position. And because the jack comes off, I can't bet. That's unlucky. That's super unlucky. Queen high flush. Heads up play is pretty exhausting. I haven't studied it much. I think it's easier. You know, it's just you just have to make things make sense. Like if I just have the ace king of clubs, they're just dead. Like if I just have on these kings, if I just have the ace of clubs in my hand, they're dead. I mean, I bet it's so fucking well. It's so fucking wrong. Like this scare card comes off and these people are still calling with no draw. And this is that same fucking moron. Same guy. Why are you calling this turn? Like, I mean, if the king or queen doesn't come off, I'm betting the river. Are you calling it there with a 7? Well, now I'm getting the odds. The guy hits a jack on the... Look at this bullshit. Really? I fold. It's a paired board. Look at this top pair. Oh my god. It's so frustrating. Top pair 7. Jesus fucking Christ. I guess I'm doing something wrong. Thinking I need the diamond to win. It's a paired board. I shouldn't even fucking continue. I guess I'm wrong. This is really annoying. Sorry, I had to make a bunch of notes. I play stakes so low that I don't ever meet rakeback requirements, so not only sure how it works. Stars do chests, but I think it's pretty straight. Yeah, Stars used to have a good rakeback program. Basically, the way this works is for every dollar that you get raked off, you get a certain number of what are called action points. Um, and then for when you start out, you're at player level, you get 1-to-1. Then when you get to bronze level, you're at 4-to-1. So you get 4 points back. And then you can convert the points. Every time you get to 1,000 points, you can convert that to $10, right? And now that I'm at silver level, every point that I get will be worth 10 points instead of 4 points. So now you just get to that 1,000 points that much quicker. Basically, it's like a penny a point. It's just such a big bet. It's usually very weak. And I can definitely have 12 outs. So, yeah, there you go. Like, that's a great spot there. It's just a so much semi-buff. Do you play this many tables when you play tournaments? I find 4 tables to be my ideal number anymore, and I find it too much to juggle. Playing tournaments, I like 4 to 6. Cash games are just, I'm playing on every table, I'm at 100 big blinds or more. There's no like nuance to think about. There's no point in the tournament to think about. So playing cash games, I can play up to, I would say my comfort is up to 8. If the games are really good or I just really am in the mood, I can play up to 12 tables. But for me, the tables have to be a certain size. So like I don't want to tile them and make them all the size of like my phone, and then like just be looking at 12 of my phones on the screen. So I limit my sizing I limit my number of games based on sizing. And you see where this chat is? You're actually looking at my screen. Everything except the balance thing and the image of me is actually what I'm seeing. So there's a little bit of dead space where I am, but usually like this chat's also taking up space. So I know I'm kind of covering it most of the time, but it's just a matter of the economy of space as to what I can play. But if you don't overclick though, you can play a ton, because you see all the tables just jump right up. Yeah, I'm gonna play this one too. Like, but if you overclick, you'll be like timing out on tables. But honestly, for playing WSOP, I kind of like playing more tables. Because it keeps me playing tight. You actually have to play very tight on here. And I know this, and I keep fucking it up. Just because I'm very frustrated with the results. Not with the players, but with the results. So what am I playing? Like 8 tables right now? Yeah. But yeah, mostly for tournaments though, I will just do 4 or 5. I think 5 is comfortable, because the thing about tournaments is usually when I'm starting them, they're all starting at different points. So in some of them I've got 20 or I've got 40 blinds, and in others I've got 100. You know what I'm saying? And there's a range in there, so I kind of stagger my entries. So I'll have one main one that I go a few earlier from and then a few later from. So let's say the main event starts at 1 o'clock. I'll be starting that one right when it begins, and then I'll have 2 or 3 tournaments that have already started that are in late reg on ACR because their late reg lasts forever. Some tournaments it's good just to miss a lot of the late reg because you're not going to really get that much of an advantage because of the volatile nature of it. Also, it takes time. Like, my maximum was 4 tables for probably, and I was playing full time live, but my maximum was 4 tables for about 2 years. And then I just started getting bored one day and realizing that I was losing focus. So I started adding tables, and I took somebody's advice, which I thought was really good. Don't try to double, because people try to double the amount of tables to try to go from 1 to 2 to 4 to 8, whatever. Just add 1. So you start off at 1, go to 2, then go to 3, then go to 4. And it's crazy. If you ever watch Jonathan Little play tournaments, he'll be playing 16 at a time, and he's got them just cascaded because like his brain works so quickly, and he's done the tournament situations so many times that it just doesn't matter. Like, and it's really amazing to watch. But then there's guys like Nanonoko who played 20 to 25 tournaments, 25 cash games at a time, and I watched him do it. Like, I saw the video where he did it to prove it to PokerStars. And he's playing on tables that are the size of like a credit card on the screen, and then just adding them and adding them and adding them.
What do you think if we just, instead of going to the spot, let's just go over Mom's? I bet you we could see it from their balcony.
Okay.
Because I don't think I'm up for all that extra walking.
Yeah, I kind of figured that was coming. Oh, it's windy. It's 5 p.m.
No, I didn't know it was windy though.
No, I know, but when you were
I found out
talking
what they
about
told me.
when you were talking about it's windy, you were like, should we not even go? And I'm like, it's not for another 7 hours. Why don't we wait and see? No, I knew you weren't feeling it. Just fine with me.
I figured. But I'm probably gonna go over Mom's before you.
Okay.
I'll probably go over there in the next hour or so.
Okay.
But you play up until 11:30.
All right. This is so tempting, but there's just too many flush draws out there. I'm gonna bet the straight. Why are you 3-betting on such a short stack, you fucking loser? How does this not get called?
Is the light all the way up?
Yeah.
Put a different light bulb in here.
Yeah, this one's always been a little lighter.
Yeah, that's why I had the other one in here.
Yeah.
The other one's been working so well for me to do nails that...
Yeah, the other one's much brighter. How is this not?
When you come to Mom's, bring the boys.
Okay. You sure that's okay?
Yeah, they'll be fine.
No, the dogs will be fine, but your mom.
Yeah, they'll be fine. That's what I meant.
No want to go.
Well, because they're going to be doing fireworks and I don't want...
Yeah. Should probably give them something if we're gonna.
Oh, we probably should.
I mean, there's the CBD over there. And that king's pretty interesting.
Hey, look, I found a sheet.
I don't think I can fold. Because there's just so many king queens. Alright, this guy goes all in. Really? Now I can fold. Make my best hand and have to fold. He goes all in with the ace queen.
What was that?
It's my hand. He re-raised jams with the ace queen with no heart. Oh my god. Like, why am I trying to make reads against these people? Like, this is like, how am I supposed to call this? I make the best possible. You re-raised jams. Why are you jamming? You could just be. I hadn't even acted yet. You could just be jamming into me when I make the flush. Like, that's just so ridiculous. Somebody who absolutely gets. You've seen some online pro setups. They're mad. All in pav is 12 plus at a time. Yeah, I mean the Boski is that many too. I think Elke, I saw. I think his average is somewhere around 14 tournaments at once. Which, here's the thing. I would probably play... Honestly, I would play 8 at once if I had the bankroll for it. The problem is I can't put out 40 buy-ins in a day. Like, just because if you're gonna make the same general decisions, like, why not? And you don't really have to go crazy concentrating until you get down to like final tables and shit. So yeah, it's kind of a question of bankroll for me, which just means I have to play a bit differently. So a little more risk averse than I would like to be.
Can we put this on Juju tonight?
Can try. He's gonna be too big for it. Honest advice, and you will only hear it once. You were the idiot flipper before with some mindset. Yeah. No, I definitely had some... you mean like before I changed over the channel? Because I'll definitely say, I mean, I still have some... definitely have some mental game stuff I need to work on, but it was just absolutely toxic before. I'm enjoying having this many tables for once. How about a free roll? Anybody want a free roll? You can't even call? Like, why are you bluffing at a... That's hilarious. I like that I raised it. That's where in dumpster. What did you mean? What? I don't know what you're trying to say there. Yeah, I don't care if you're trying to be funny, bro. I'm not interested in your commentary. So, bye. He was a strange dude. And here's the thing: I can take somebody saying, oh, well, maybe this is the perspective, or that's that, or this, that, and the other. But he was just coming in to start shit. So I don't know if I've ever given a fuck of enough about somebody who about banning somebody. It's like if you're just gonna come in with shitty attitude, it's just like bye, bro. Why am I getting 3-bet here? That was a big one. Don't think he's folding an ace. Nope. Just a total fucking retard. It's hilarious. Yeah, I don't even know what... I honestly don't even know what the guy was trying to say. He was just typing gibberish. So... whatever, bro. Not interested. I remember back in the day when I was in Canada, somebody came in and they said something. It was just a very bad attitude. And I was like, dude, you need to stop. Like, we can have the discussion, but, you're being a jerk, because somebody else had an opinion on a hand and he was whatever. So I was just like, dude, you need to stop or whatever. And he's like, oh, what are you going to do, ban me? And I go, yeah. And he goes, you're not a big enough streamer to ban somebody. So I was like, oh, good point. And I banned him immediately. And then he made another account, contacted me in whispers, apologizing and all this kind of stuff, and donated $20 with the new account while I was on stream. And it was like I'm sorry message or whatever. And I was like, all right, man, that's cool. Like, And he's like, and he asked, can I unban his other account? And I was like, I mean, I'll try to figure out how to do it or whatever. And I said, I'll have to do it after stream. And I wrote his name down. And then it couldn't have been 10 minutes later. And somebody said something and he popped off. And I was like, oh, that's nice. Bye again. And I just banned that account. It was funny. I'm not a big enough streamer to be able to ban people. Well, actually, you can ban people even if you have no followers. That's the truth. You just have to not want them around.
Right.
Like, that was the discussion we got into then, too, is what's the value in keeping this shitty follower around?
Just doing that little tidying.
Helps a lot.
Helps a lot.
It's nice to hit that on the turn. You check raise me, I check raise you. Nice call, bro. Yeah, because ace king is ever good there. Fucking retard. Another low percentage call. So that's a full pot bet from the same player. I'm going to go over the top. I don't know if I'd lose to the other guy, but I definitely think this guy's folding. Nice. Like, he does these full pot bets when he's planning on folding to a raise. So I've check raised him like 5 times now, and I'm in no danger of getting bluff caught. Well, that's another dadism, babe. I just realized, not going to get far without these, and all those. I'll see you next year.
Talk to you next year.
Talk to you next year. It's going to be a while. Yeah. They start saying it all week. It's another dad white guy move. It just popped into my head. Really? Don't think I'm folding. God damn it, what a perfect bad card. Like, I pick up the open-ended straight flush draw, have 2 pair, any queen beats me now. Wow, that's a lot of ways to suck out. Wow. So I'm not folding this. I definitely think I'm up against the straight. Yeah, queen 10, but I have way too many outs. I can get a 9, an 8, a spade. Yeah, plus there's the chop. It's just way too many outs. Like, I felt like when he re-raised small on the flop, he had the queen 10, but once dust calls, it's like, what the fuck is going on? That's funny. Glad I got the chop. Had 35% to not lose, and like 28% to win. Huh?
I just remembered I need to get those.
Rather 0 viewers than 10 toxic ones. Exactly. Yeah.
That sounds like Eric.
Sounds like what?
Eric.
No, it was chloroform.
Oh, okay. Hi, Clara.
Ooh, I see some of my favorite players. Well, there's no reason to not bet the river here. Like this run out doesn't get any worse for trip 8s. Ooh, rivered the straight. Snap called. Thanks, Mox. Or Roxy. King, queen. That's reasonable. Although, I don't know. I mean, I did bet it kind of big and fast, so that kind of makes sense. Just auto-tilted. Yeah. Baby flush. Baby flush good. Right? Yep. What'd you have? Baby or flush. Wow. I had the 5 high. He had 4 deuce. That's a bad beat. Oh. Sergeant needs to be held. There's much boom boom outside.
Well, he thinks I'm leaving.
Well, you are.
Not for a while. We're going to fix my nails.
Queen's nice. Full pot bets with a plan to falls to a re-raise seems like a real high-risk plan. It is. But you got to remember who you're playing against is a lot of times players think that a bigger bet means that they look stronger. It's the complete opposite in reality, though. I remember Assassinato pointing it out in a video not too long ago where there was like a 3-bet pot and the guy led into him for the full pot, and it was like this whole thing, and he puts the quiz up and then he's like, I love when they bet the full pot into me. He's like players who do this at anything less than 100 NL are completely and utterly airballing. He's like, they don't even have draws here. And he's like, so he had third pair. And the next part of the quiz was like, so what do you do here? And I'm thinking, well, then you just fucking raise the guy and take the pot down. And he's like, here's the thing. If he's absolutely air, I'm in very little danger of getting drawn out on. I make the ace on the turn, but it's not good for me. He's all in. Wow, that's rough. He 3-bet me pre-flop, too. Ugh. 3-bet me pre-flop, spikes the set. I hit the flush draw. Wow. It's the ace on the turn because the flop, they're people are checking jacks and queens there. I don't think I'm supposed to fold, especially when to be beat, the guy has to have exactly a set. No, I should not be folding that. Check. Let's move this up here. Love the nails. Checked out the website and portfolio. Oh, that's Chloroform saying hi to you, babe.
Oh, thanks.
Saw the Cuticle Envy.
Oh, okay, cool.
And likes it very much. Coming out to Vegas, you too can have your nails done by Cuticle Envy.
Please don't make me sound like a 1960s Vegas commercial.
Go down to the store, get yourself some Lucky Strikes, and come get your nails done by Cuticle Envy.
I'm saying, like, you're not.
One of those new Negro businesswomen of today.
You're terrible.
Yeah, she's full of surprises. And lots of talent, too, boys.
Like, low-key, I love it, though.
Right. Sucks to be him, real salt in the wounds that you had the 5-high flush, right? Yeah, that was brutal. It's a limp pot. 10's not great. I'm gonna check. 4 on the riv. And if this guy checks, I should probably bet. Bet check bet's okay when we're up against like 8-9 and things like that might be able to find a fold. Ooh, bet check bet. That worked pretty well. Not gonna fold the ace for one bet. Oof. Going to bet half or a little less than half pot to control the river. Because now it should go check check, unless he hit 2 pair in the river. And it sucks when it does go, really, you're leading it? Well, the river didn't change anything, so I was beat. That's what the analysis is. I was betting a pretty weak hand. And then he led into me on the river. It's like, okay. I messed this one up. I didn't mean to bet the flop, but I could go bet check bet, but I definitely think I'm up against a king over here. The player's not folding a king there. I led into him. I didn't mean to. I meant to check. I kind of got my hands swapped around. Vegas is a long way away, maybe one day. Never know.
Where is
Ireland.
Oh. Tell you what, you got a better chance of coming here than I do coming there.
It's funny because years ago I remember looking into Ireland because it's like a poker player's haven, like because they don't tax and they actually subsidize poker players.
I'm down to live in Ireland.
I would live in Ireland.
I have Irish roots, so fuck off. So do you.
Yeah, I literally have a standard. I literally have the clan of Loader that I could go stay with.
That's what I'm saying, so let's go.
Okay.
No?
Sure.
You wouldn't be able to handle it. It's cold.
I can't handle cold anywhere.
Huh?
I can't handle cold anywhere. I don't give a fuck how green it is.
That's what I'm saying. You're not going to be able to handle it.
I mean, do they get lots of... I mean, I know it's lots of rain.
It's lots of rain and just chilly. I don't think they get snow, really, though.
Yeah.
Chloroform? Let us know.
Yeah.
Snow.
Do they have snow in Ireland or chloroform? Chi is fascinated. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if this pot goes much further, but I think check raising quickly kind of does the job. For either way, whether he's got it or not. Yeah, he just didn't have anything. Which is fine. Down, down.
Don't start being a douche.
Yeah, douche.
Don't be nervous, Sarge.
I mean, he just does that too. This min bed is fucking annoying. One time. It's so brutal because they're supposed to have 2 pair, right? So if they're supposed to have 2 pair, then I have 9, 10, 11, 12 outs once, 24%. Can also have like just king, queen. 24% times 12, I need 6, 12, 33%. Yep. Bang! Math for the win. It was correct. It was absolutely correct. Oh, God damn it, he had the jack of spades. Oh. Scotland, not Ireland. Oh, okay. William Wallace, not train spotting. Got it. Yeah, he had the spade on the yeah, I didn't see the spade. That sucks. I mean, when he has 2 pair, he has to have exactly the jack of spades. That's even less combinations. So no, I like the call. I like the call a lot. That was a very low percentage one, but the call was correct. And the check raise was the lead out min bet. Oh, you guys get still usually no more than 2 foot at any one time. That's a fucking lot.
That's not a lot, babe.
Usually no more than 2 feet.
That's not a lot, babe.
I mean, oh wait a minute. Is that 2 feet falling or 2 feet
Like
on the ground?
On the ground.
Well, because I was thinking in terms of like they say like it snowed 5 inches and we have like 4 feet of snow. You know what I'm saying? Because it accumulates on the ground. And in different parts because we're a fucking
like
valley.
Rain.
No, I know what it's like, but I'm saying if they get 2 foot of snowfall a year, that's far different than 2 feet on the ground.
Oh yeah, if they get 2 feet a year, that's nothing.
But that's not nothing.
2 feet of snow a year?
He says 2 foot at any one time.
Oh, yeah, that's not that much snow.
I still don't know what we're talking about. 2 feet at any one time. So you mean it can snow 2 feet?
Yes, it can snow. You can have 2 feet worth of snow on the ground.
On the ground or coming out of the air?
Coming out of the air.
Well, that's not the same thing.
What?
It's not the same thing. If you have 2 feet of snow on the... I'm going to be right back, guys. I got to take a leak. If you got 2 feet of snow on the ground...
I've lost weight, but these sweats actually fit like normal sweats again.
If you have 2 feet of snow on the ground, that can be accumulated from 6 inches of total snowfall from the air. Because it's not like it falls straight down and stays there. It accumulates in spaces and next to roads and up against buildings and things like that. So I'm saying 2 feet on the ground is a lot of fucking snow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's saying 2 feet at any one time. 2 feet falling out of the fucking sky? I mean, that's 6 foot snowbanks. That's fucking crazy. I don't know snow.
Hey, real quick. I'm going to come over in about 20 minutes. And then Josh is going to come over about 11:30 and we're going to watch the fireworks from the porch with you guys. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
All right. Goodbye. So I saw on Amazon these bracelet assisters to help you put your bracelet on by yourself.
That's a good fucking idea.
And it's basically a roach clip. So,
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
So guess what I've been using? I just used my roach clip. I got my bracelet on.
Makes sense.
I'm a motherfucking genius.
Unlucky that he had the spade. Yeah, it was unlucky because it's even one less combination.
Yeah, that's not gonna fit Chooch.
No, he's way too beefy. It's my fashion. What you do? No gift tomorrow. Don't put it on him. It's not gonna get over his fucking head.
It went over his head very easily, actually.
Oh, what the hell are you doing to me?
Such a beefy boy.
Baby, that's way too tight for him.
It's not even tight, honey. It's going on very easily.
I feel chunky.
It actually fits him quite nice.
He's a beefy boy.
Mommy just wanted to put a little jacket on you. You're a sweet boy.
Yeah, it's okay.
Oh, now you want to be my friend?
You give him my fashion.
Now you want to be my buddy? Is that it? Now you want to be my buddy?
Great analysis of the spot. Train spotting is also Scotland? I thought that was Ireland.
Where's my other socks?
I thought that was Ireland. The only real Irish reference I have is American Irish. That and my mother.
I'm gonna go put some pearls on my nails and then I'll head to mom's.
Reasonable sentence. I got the bassy goofy laugh out of that one. Got the Herman Munster. I'm going on an aeroplane.
I'm going on an aeroplane.
We usually get snow like 15 days a year. That's a lot.
15
Doesn't
days a year is out of 365. That's not a lot.
We don't average one here, and it's too much for me. A lot is a relative term. Doesn't stay because it rains. Oh, great. So it gets washed away by cold rain. That's good. Mostly just ankle deep, but so many years we get deep enough that bridges and schools and etc. have to close. Yeah.
That's not that bad.
Why is no... He could be a fucking Eskimo right now saying, yeah, we get 17 to 18 foot blizzards, you know, but you get used to it and be like, that's not that bad. Stop trying to fucking sell snow to me. Snow fucking sucks. Okay, yearly snowfall is about 2 foot to 4 foot. Okay. Some years it can accumulate up to 4. Okay, that makes sense. Sorry if you're hearing the bubbles by the mic. Bit my tongue. It's making me talk weird. I tell you what, when it rains in Vegas, or when it snows in Vegas, shut down the town. Just because people can't handle it. I do a little better growing up in Florida. So I know how to deal with, weather conditions and shit, but woof. I've seen so many people put the hazards on, and you don't do that in heavy rain or snow because you're having a problem driving. Pull the fuck over and rest. Because when you do that, you cause these crazy reflections. Well, I'm just going to go for it here. Not folding. Woo, the 3-bet fucking bluff. And I'm just kind of working the money in here with the queens. Like, both those players called a flop bet and then folded to a turn bet. King 6. Interesting. Glad I got 2 streets of value out of that. Queen on the turn's nice. Nope. Eight's a bad card. Just shaved my head. It's fucking freezing. Like, I don't even... I just got to keep betting twice. You just got to keep betting twice. There's just no... Because of Brexit, a lot of Scots are trying to get Irish passports. Most of my friends have Irish parents and grandparents. Interesting. As many Americans, I understand absolute dick about Brexit. I have no fucking idea, like, what the implications of it are. I just know that it seems like one of those things that sounded like a good idea at the time. And then people got fucked by it. Like banning unions. Seems like a good idea. It didn't work out that great. Snow is awesome. I get like 5 to 10 snow days a year. School's closed and we play outside all day. Meh. Yeah, we didn't have those when I was a kid. We had rainouts. It didn't happen every year, but when it did, you weren't playing outside. Not just because of the rain, but because usually it meant there was a hurricane on the way. And you had to, like, batten down the fucking hatches. It really sucked. What's up, Carrie? Just about to be 12 p.m. here. I'll take a hit to that. Nice. Oh, we got a follow. Thank you very much. Hate the cold, hope to move out of the Midwest once I can. January, February, most of the guaranteed roads and sidewalks are icy. Gritter trucks all over the place. Yeah. Yeah, it is currently 10 o'clock here. Brexit, rich people noise. Yeah, I know absolutely nothing about it. 10's not bad. Adjust monocle. This economy. Mills. What was that character from Family Guy? James Bottomtooth the Third. Oh yes, yes, yes. How do you do, sir? Brexit is sucky. Scotland and a whole voted against it. Over 60% remain. We've been dragged out of the union anyway. Yeah. It sounded like a shit. Like, I remember it happened, and then like 2 days later, everybody regretted it. It was just like the worst fucking idea ever. Like, I got Twitter friends that were into it, but then they said that so much shit in their employment changed, and getting new papers, and they lost licenses for things like a TV license. I don't know how that works, but they all just said that it sucked. I'm not sure here. It was Ace King. Man, I have this player tagged too as a fucking pussy too. I shouldn't have fucking called that. Nice bet. Why are you? I mean, what? What? Love the impression. James William Bottomtooth. I mean, checked around. My eights are probably good. James William Bottomtooth is correct. I know my Family Guy, man. I lost track of it in the later seasons. I still like it, but the first 8 seasons or so, I practically had memorized. It was one of those ones that just kind of stuck in my head. I was so happy when they brought it back. It left I think my sophomore year in high school and came back in my senior year. Mm-hmm. I do like having more tables. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe that'll keep me more focused. Like, I'm always trying to play as many tables as I can on WSOP, but maybe I need to be playing Zoom or Blast when there's only like 6 tables on WSOP, just to keep me focused. This player just folds. I mean, I'm going to check. I mean, the ace is good a lot, but I don't think I'm going to get a fold right here by betting one time. Yeah, it fucked over basically every small business suddenly. They had to pay import fees for everything. That was a big one. I remember hearing about that. There was a vape shop owner that I know that I bought stuff from overseas, and he couldn't provide batteries anymore because of the exorbitant taxes. Extra tariffs basically on everything. Price of goods increased. Median wage had decreased. New immigration bill. Yeah. I mean, you never know. Your vote may have done something. If people your age had been of age, maybe they would have. But yeah, I don't vote. I've never voted in my life, and at this point, it's a point of pride. I know that in other countries it's compulsory; you have to vote. But here in America, we get to choose, and my entire life, I have never seen a president that I would want to pick. I've only seen presidents I didn't want to pick. And whether there was one or two of them, like when Trump was elected, it was the lesser of two evils argument, like why you should vote. And I was like, so you're telling me I should choose evil? Like, if you're picking the lesser of two evils, you're saying I should choose evil then, just the lesser one. I was like, I'm not going to do that. That's a great card. This player's going to keep betting. This guy's on a draw. I really don't want to raise much. The ace is kind of problematic. Hopefully this guy gives up. Yeah, nice 5. I'm so glad he lost. Love the early sessions. I don't know. I just enjoy the newer ones. Love the early seasons. I don't know why. I just don't enjoy the newer ones. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's a nostalgia to it. It's definitely the same kind of humor. I don't know. Growing up, right, 10 to 11, play 2 episodes of Family Guy. Yep. This is just an ISO versus the shorty. Can't hit it. Like, Family Guy, like, kept me current and looking forward to it for, I'd say, somewhere between the first 8 and 10 seasons when it was around. And that little break where it got canceled by Fox and then brought back 2 years later, I think that kind of raised my interest in it. I think like everybody's, because you were like, oh my God, it could go away at any time, like that kind of thing. But like well more so than The Simpsons. Like The Simpsons, I watched like the first 3 seasons and then I was done with it. Well, if you got me beat, good for you. Like just drawing dead. Like this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. I love it. What do you think he had? Does he look like a man beaten by Ace Jack? I only got a pair. Just had his outs covered too, like a fucking retard. I'm gonna I'm gonna check it. I just think there's no value in betting right there. I could bet the turn. There's not a lot for him to have, but there are some cards for him to have. The Heart on the River is kind of meh. I'm gonna check it back. Yeah, I don't think I get called anyway. It's a nice little 1 street bluff, or not 1 street value. Ooh, 5 ball in the river. Look at this. Let's make a big bet. 17.5x. Full pot? You've been voting third party? Yeah. I thought about voting third party, but I can masturbate at home. Sorry. Yeah, I should have gotten in on the turn. I don't think he had much. I think he was honestly, yeah, ace jack. I probably could have gotten it in on the turn. Oh well. Sucks that that spade killed my action. You're right. You're watching The Witcher? Who watches The Witcher? Is that like a new comic book? I haven't seen The Witcher. I can't get into it. I don't know why. It's just, you know what it is? Medieval stuff, like in like fantasy realm, like I'm not into. I was never really into that, even as a kid. Like I read all the King Arthur books growing up. I'm just gonna raise. I read all the King Arthur books growing up. Um, you're a payoff wizard, bro. Let's do it. No, for once. Gerald had a quote like that about choosing the lesser of two evils and is still choosing evil. Yeah, it's funny. It's one of those ones that came to me off the top of my head during the Trump election. Uh, and I just kept saying that to people. And so many people were like, wow, that's really profound. And I'm like, yeah, why are you still doing it? Like, I've never believed in voting. Here's the other fun fact. My entire life, every president, even before I could vote, I was able to guess who was going to win. And to me, that says that if I mean, and I mean from the time I'm like 10 years old, picking Reagan. To me, that says that there's something fundamentally flawed if I always know who's going to win. I've never been wrong yet. Not been wrong yet. I was almost wrong with Trump this last time because I really thought those fucking morons were going to elect him again. But no, they didn't. American politics is just a reality show for outsiders. Perspective is so odd. It really is. There are 4 parties in the UK, 5 in Scotland. If you're not voting for one, you're voting for a local member. Better representation. Right. Plus, I've seen in like Australia, a friend of mine showed me their voting ballots on Twitter once. And it was like, so you had like 4 or 5 candidates and you ranked them. Like you didn't just check one, right? You said like, this is the guy I most want. And then 2, 3, 4, 5. And then they took the guy who got the most ones and added it up, getting him a certain number of points. Then the most 2s, the most 3s, the most 4s. You know what I'm saying? And they came up with it that way, which is so much better. Like if that's the system, I'd vote in that tomorrow. Because it's like, and it would also be almost impossible to tamper with. And the right person would get the most common votes. You know what I'm saying? Like the most, the majority percentage would go to them. Think you're going to go to bed. Happy New Year. All right. Happy New Year, my man. Have a great night. We will see you in the new year. Very pro-rights, very good people. Spike Cohen is very dope. Yeah. I love Bernie. I thought Bernie was saying all the right things, but knew he was never going to get elected. I've honestly believed my whole life, and this is not a conspiracy thing, I've just honestly believed my whole life that the whole system is fucked. I learned a lot of my political views from watching George Carlin growing up. You know, the country was bought and paid for long ago, and it's a big club, and we ain't in it. You know, like, I want to see somebody who said that the way that they voted really changed their life, who's not a fucking multi-millionaire. Show me one person who's not, like, super rich that the president affected them in any meaningful way. Unless you're in the army. Fun distinction with Trump, he was one of the first sitting presidents in a time of war ever to not be reelected. I think the only other one was James Buchanan. And, or not Buchanan, the other one, the real son of a bitch. Oh, god damn it. I'll never remember his name. I can see his fucking face. I'll come up with it. God damn it, what is his name? He was a real bastard. Everybody hated him. Like, he's just like a snotty fucking dickhead. This is a good flop if my opponent has an ace, obviously. I am going to raise because my raises are going to look like bullshit. That's a super small raise. I'm going to raise it super small. I am going to bet the turn. And check the river. Nice. Way to get no value, bro. Got them kings, got them queens. What's this guy? Is this poker dust? All right, you made a big bet. Let's just play for it all, bro. Like, he made an oversized raise. Let's play for it all. King, straight away. He saw me do this with ace-king yesterday a bunch of times. Versus other players, I wasn't doing this against him unless I had aces. All right. So, that's a big raise. Really? Hmm. I mean, I know it's a button raise, but this player's been fairly conservative and just shown down the nuts. Ace is super bad. He could definitely have kings, but I think I have to check here sometimes. I have the best hand. I don't think often. Sometimes it's a tie. Like, he's got to be afraid of me having jacks, right? Well, he's not value betting something I beat. And that's definitely a value bet. So, I fold. I think that was pure aces. I think the ace on the turn kind of slowed him down because he had it all. Ranked choice, yes. New York used ranked voting and democracy primary as the way forward. Yeah, right. You're the human embodiment of Ohio. Exactly. That's the thing. That's a great sentence. The human embodiment of Ohio. They haven't voted for the president correctly since the early 70s or something. Yeah, it's something like that. It's like they call it a swing state. It's kind of weird though because there's so much emphasis put on Ohio. It's not like if you win Ohio, you win the presidency. I mean, the jack on the river is hilarious because I was really thinking he was bluffing or has an ace that doesn't beat me. Yeah, and when the jack pairs off on the river, just calling this guy 3 times is super brilliant. Well, obviously I can't fold the second nuts for one bet. Full pot bet again. Look at this. Check. 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 Fold. Check. I mean, I don't think he's checking the ace high. He called me. Like, what can call you on that river, Josh? A bad player, bro. Players who bluff too much think everybody's bluffing them. 6. Call me with a 4th pair. 4th pair on a 4 flush board. What can call you there? A bad player. That's the answer. But yeah, so it's like I've seen a lot of these elections where they're like, you got to get Ohio, you got to get Ohio. But it's kind of like it doesn't matter, right? Like if you get Ohio, every president having been elected winning Ohio doesn't mean that if you win Ohio, you win the presidency. But that's the way that they treat it. It's like as soon as Ohio comes in, they like basically they call it. I think it's also one of the last states to come in. So maybe that's why. Maybe Ohioans are just the most easily influenced people in the world with the most undecided voters. And if that's the case, then it's a matter of then it's a matter of swinging. Like, I don't know. I mean, and it's gone back and forth, Republican, Democrat, a bunch of times. I don't know if Ohio is just that progressive with the country's embodiment. Maybe it's just that they have the most swing voters in the country. Who knows? Basically just trying to get this guy out of the pot. I was really expecting this guy to do something. Fuck are you thinking about? And that's the funny part too, is I don't follow any politics. I don't watch the news. I don't know what's going on, but I've guessed the president correctly every fucking time. Nah. Well, I made the straight, but it's a really shitty board for it. Yeah, I won. Full pot bet. I mean, it's fun to call that, but I'm not going to. Yeah, I think it goes back further than the 70s, though. You carry only 5 or so points, so it's a huge amount, but with them, voting is so successful for so long, there's maybe something in it. Yeah, it's true. I mean, yeah, there's maybe something to it. Maybe the Illuminati is based in Ohio. So that's why every time somebody wins, they're, Ohio fucking called it. Anybody else's wife send them Instagram posts of jewelry they want? Had a bet that Florida and Texas flipping for Democrat, got a crazy price for it, ended up a lot closer than I thought it would be. Yeah. Yeah. If you ever want to know how Florida's going to vote, man, trust me, I grew up there. Just imagine the shittiest candidate. Whoever the shittiest one. Whoever the candidate is who wouldn't pull over to help a dog on the side of the road. The guy with no empathy. That's the son of a bitch that Florida's voting for. It's just kind of the way it goes. But this last election was fucking insanity. Yeah, this player's always going to bluff. You got to let him bluff the little ones. Silly little bet. Ooh. Limped pot, though. Bad run out. I win. How do I win that? Ace deuce. He had 2 pair also. This player's always going to bluff, so we're going to call him down lighter with a pair of 10s. King's bad. I try to keep up with both UK and US politics. Hang on. All right, 3 bets, you can have it. Scottish Greeners, most are progressive on LGBTQ. That's good. The same straight draw on 2 tables, and I missed both of them. But I won with the 6. What did I beat? 8 deuce. Great play, bro. Why are you betting that on the turn? Illuminati base in Ohio. I've heard crazier conspiracies. Yeah. Yeah. My favorite one was the most recent one was that I had a guy tell me that the government wanted everybody to be vaccinated, so they've put something in the vaccine and blah, blah, blah. There's this whole thing. And eventually I debunked it in his own head by just going, okay, so they get everybody vaccinated. What's that mean? And he was like, what? I'm like, what does it mean? What is it? Like, does that do anything? Like, they're vaccinated with what? And he's like, the COVID vaccine. And I'm like, right, but like, other than protecting them from COVID, what do you think that vaccine does? And he was like, I don't know, but they obviously want everybody to be vaccinated. I'm like, yes, to, keep the spread of the virus, as low as possible and blah, blah, blah. And, health reasons, it's a matter of general public health. And he couldn't give me a reason because he was like, I don't believe in the microchip thing or, whatever like that. But he's like, I just don't like it. They're like doing all this stuff. And, he was one of those people that thought vaccine passes were a thing. They're not. There's no place that's, requiring vaccine passes. Private businesses can require whatever the fuck they want. And in all honesty, they have to support their workers. So they should have requirements. I think I said this before, but the thing that pisses me off most is that, like, a store will have a policy, right? Like Walmart. Walmart has a policy wherein they can't ring you out if you're not wearing a mask where there is a mandate in place. Nice bluff. One street bluff. That should work. Fucking idiot. But, so they can't ring the person out, right? Then they have to tell the people, I'm sorry, I can't ring you out if you're not wearing a mask. Would you like a mask? This, whatever. And the person argues with them, and they're just powerless. They can't ring them out because they'll get fired. But they also have no ability to enforce it, and they're getting, yelled at and assaulted by these fucking maniacs. It's like, if you're going to have a policy like that, you need to fucking bring in some kind of security guard to enforce that shit. Are you doing the wake up with me tomorrow? I really want to wake up. I not really a wake up for me since it will be 8 p.m., but it will still be great to catch one live. You know what? I'll do one. I I was thinking about it yesterday, and I kind of definitely want to get back in the routine. It's part of my morning routine, my gym routine. So I'm going to wake up, go to the gym, and then, like everybody else on January 1st, I'm going to wake up, go to the gym, come back, eat, and then do the wake up with me. And hopefully I wake up in time, but I'm going to try to start it at 11 o'clock a.m. my time. So Vegas time, Pacific Standard. I don't know what that is for you, but yeah, it's probably like, it's like 12 or 14 hours later, something like that. I don't know. You got to look it up. But yeah, I'll do one. We'll do one live. So I'll make the effort to definitely do it, and I'm going to try to be live by noon at the latest, but most likely like 11 o'clock. Because I don't think I'm playing tournaments tomorrow, which makes my schedule a little bit more flexible. Because when it's not, I don't really like to do the wake up with me when I'm doing tournaments. Just because it pushes my day back. Like if we get into something cool, I don't want to sit there and have to end it because I need to like eat and shower and whatever, all that after the gym before I start my tournament play of the day. But in all honesty, I want to play tournaments, but I'm kind of letting that desire build. So I think I'm going to take another few days before I jump back into tournaments again. And even then, I only want to play tournaments, I think, on mostly on Saturdays and Sundays. Not exclusively, but mostly. Oh, Happy New Year from a pretty little twink. Thank you, pretty twink. Check, fold, check. Ooh, gut shot. Nah. Look at this. Cold call. Cold call. I swear to God, if this guy has ace queen, I'm going to puke. But I'm not going to stop betting. He's going to have jacks here a ton. This player cold calls so wide, it's crazy. I'm going to check and let him bet the river. Don't tell me you had jacks. If I'm right and I didn't bet, I'm going to throw up. Aces. I fucking knew it. God damn it. Like, that's what I'm saying. He's such a punk. Why didn't I bet? Why didn't I not bet? Oh, I totally fucked that up. Like, the last time that happened, he bet the river with top pair. But he can't have top pair there. That's the thing, though. Like, aces, I think, is the only hand that he checks. I know he bets jacks. I know he bets sevens. Just cold calls it. Saved himself $11. No, he didn't. He saved himself... Yeah, he did. $11. God damn it. I wasn't afraid I was beat. I just didn't think he would... I didn't think he had enough to call me, but might bet enough. Damn it. Like, I know it's a cooler. I know it's a cooler when I flop a set. And if the board had paired, it's even a better situation. Not just because I have the nuts, but because he's not going to think I'm going to bet a straight on a paired board. Checking that is just so... Actually, you don't have an overpair, do you? No, you don't. 8-hour difference. My ex is from California and studies on the East Coast. Oh, okay. Used to the time difference. Nice. So, yeah, so it'll be what? If it's 11 a.m. here, it'll be. Is it going backwards, though? No, it's going forward. So it'll be 7 p.m. your time. Noon would be 8 p.m. Okay, yeah. Yeah, and a lot of people are off tomorrow, so I definitely want to stream, so I should definitely do the wake up with me. Oh, I am so mad I didn't bet that river. But then again, he's not supposed to have something that can bet. And he should be betting aces. I mean, it's just impossible to play against this player. I mean, he's just so... I have that chicken on him for a reason. He's just so afraid to lose. But then again, I thought maybe he had like just one pair or a draw, and maybe he'd bluff, because I've seen him do that too. I made 2 per. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is your favorite straight. Mine tends to be to the 7. I feel like I'm always drawing to a 7 or a deuce to complete a straight, typically. So I get called. This player has $2 left. I mean, you just put him in, right? What you doing, coach? Like, you just don't know how to fold. I'm always putting you in. Do I think he calls a bet? Well, the last bet is all in. 100% I think he does. Long pause and a call. Gee, draw? Like, put a 7 out there, please. 7. I want a 7. Nice move. Way to play. Way to go. Good trap. Good trap. Good trap. Against this player, never a reason to raise. Although usually he bets very small. Like he bets a third pot. Now he's backed off. Is he going to overbet? Like he's just, yeah, okay, so he actually had something, but it just wasn't good. Why are you betting the river? It just makes no sense. So I get called, and this player has almost no money left. I just have to check and pray for a club, and hopefully it's good. I'm never folding. I mean, I might as well just put him in, right? He has the nuts. What the fuck? I don't know why I put him in. That was stupid to put him in. It's so dumb to put him in. No, that was a mistake. That's dumb. Coach RFM has been on your tables for the past 3 or 4 days. Wonder if they do coaching. Would love to hear their thought process. Haven't seen them play a hand correctly yet. I was going to say, I don't know if they do coaching, and if they do, I don't know if you want it. I don't think anyone ever expects the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 straight. No, they really don't. Yeah, but I always feel like I'm drawing to a 7 or a deuce to make a straight. I don't know why. Like, this is just kind of weird. The 4 is kind of bad because it makes trips now. This player is very solid, so I'm not sure if he bets a queen here for value. Like, this is one of those weird situations where you're more likely to see somebody bet 10s, pocket 10s for value than a queen. So, it's very close. He is very solid. I haven't had a showdown with him yet, but I think I have to take one. Nice. He's very solid, but not above a move. Which one is that? That smells nice.
It's a champagne toast.
Oh. Why can't I remember what that smells like?
I'm going to pee, roll a blunt, and have a revolve.
Okay. Yeah, that's the thing. It used to be the 10 Jack was everybody's favorite straight cards. My favorite is actually 10-9 suited. I did some math on that and looked into some solver theory stuff. You can actually raise 10-9 suited from any position at any stack depth from 100 big blinds all the way down to 15 big blinds. Every position. You can literally do it in every position at every stack depth. So when I found that out, I was like, well, I guess this is my new favorite hand. Yeah, tables are dying now because we're getting towards the the countdown. It's that big pot bet that really doesn't make much sense. Ooh, and I made the flush. I'm going to go ahead and bet half pot. I think it's a situation where this player will have to call with a queen. And I think it's very rare that we're going to be up against another flush. That queen sucks. Because he's got quads now. Way to go, bro. Nice trap. Hilarious. Like, so easy to see, right? I can't believe I have this many tables going for so long. Like, I've easily played 2,000 hands on this stream. Oh, it's been 3 hours? I've easily played 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Yeah, maybe 1,500 hands, somewhere in there, 14 or 1,500 hands. And I feel like I'm not getting a lot of points here. I know I'm racking up the rewards points because I had 70 of those at the start, and when I close all these tables out, it's going to shoot through the roof. But it's even got $1.70 already in it, so I've already earned 100 of those. So I guess that's right because I made 20 plus points on here. Ah, yeah, that's right. Okay. I think everybody's kind of getting off because of the new year. There's a funny fun fact. When I was at Imperial Palace my first year as a dealer out here in Vegas, in my break-in room, I worked New Year's. They called me in, and I had to walk there, and it was so packed. I used to live behind the Stardust in a budget suites and walked to work every day at Imperial Palace, which was center of the strip, right? So it wasn't too bad. It was usually like a 35, 40-minute walk if I wasn't like really like cooking along pace, you know? But that night they called me in, and I walked to work in normal time, and I'm skipping past the point, but so they let me leave at 11:15 because if you stayed to 11:30, you had to be locked down in the building till 3 a.m. And they called me in and they promised they would get me out. So I left at 11:15, and it took me. No, I got out at 10:15. That's right, because if you were in there from 10:30 on. Let me see. Hang on a sec here. I left at 10:15, and my hand hit the doorknob of my my room as the fireworks were going off on the strip at midnight. It took me that long to walk home because it was just like, oh, excuse me, because the place was packed, right? Wow, that's really interesting. Is that just because you have such a good chance to hit an open ender or gut shot? It's just because of the combinations that exist versus the amount that your cards are not counterfeited. So 10 Jack goes lower on the ranking for times you can raise and fold it because of the combinations that other people's have that include jacks, king jack, queen jack, ace jack, all those. Ace 10, queen 10, jack 10, not so common. So your cards tend to be live more often. So it makes the hand more playable overall. So that's the reason why the 10-9 suited is better off. Plus, you always have the 9 live. Like, you can be sitting there with 10 Jack, raising, hit top pair, and just be fucked, right? I'm going to check this one and try to get him to bluff at me. He can definitely have a Jack that beats me. I think I'll be able to tell by the bet. It's going to have to be a fairly large bet for it to convince me that I should fold, but I think he's usually on a flush draw. Sometimes he's flopped a set of threes. Honestly, I don't know if a pair should bet here, especially since I just picked him off. So, kind of gambly here, checking the river. He didn't go for it. But was he going to call? Now, what do you need to call here? Tens? Ace 8, right. So the check on the river is good because he didn't hit the flush and he wasn't going to bet it. So, yeah, that's why. It's because of the straight, flush, and live card possibilities. Because when I raise and somebody calls, how often are they going to have a 10 or a 9 in their hand versus a jack in their hand? You know what I'm saying? It's because of the extra live cards. Oh, so anyway, so I was there on New Year's Eve, and my floor man Rick, that I've talked about a bunch, he was telling me when midnight happens, you're going to see poker players' resolutions come into play if you're here. And I didn't, but he told me, he's like, you play, right? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, play tomorrow. He's like, you'll never see people playing tighter than after it's 3, 2, 1, and then they ring in the new year, and then everybody like tightens up because like this is the year I'm going to be a winning poker player. And I remember he said that, and he wasn't wrong. And after that, I would go out and play specifically on New Year's at like 2 or 3 in the morning and just steal the world. So this player is a total payoff kind of top pair idiot. So if he has a flush here, he's going to just beat me, and that's fine. But he doesn't have enough chips. We don't have enough chips left to fold if he jams here when I hold the ace of diamonds. This is the guy who had the 7-8 in first position and went broke to the ace 7 that made me fold the flush draw and 2 overs because I couldn't imagine that all my cards were live. But boy, was I wrong. So super calling station fish. So in that case, it's just better to bet. Snap called. Ugh. I love the big bet. See, again, we see the pot-sized bet meaning nothing on the double pair on the paired board. Started his theme with 13 points to get the $10. Did I really? No. No, it was in the 20s. It was in the 20s. I think it was, honestly, I think it was 23. Oh, I don't know what you're referring to with the that's really cool. Didn't think of it like that. Yeah. The live cards on 10-9. Yeah. No, it was either 23 or I think it was 28 actually that I needed because I've earned at least 10 points based on what my status points went up. I used to, back in the day when I was playing on here full time for most of my bills, I would just play until I'd cleared a bonus for the day. So I'd try to start as close to 0 as I could and play until I cleared the bonus. But I was playing, up to 100 NL, so it usually only took like 7 or 8 hours. All right, you got it, bro. You want to race? Cool, let's race. Ace. Hit the ace. I haven't won a race against this guy in forever. Still haven't. Yeah, I think it's playing all the tables. I think if I can keep a volume of tables up, I'll make more money because I'm just acting faster and smarter. Yeah, the 10-9 is really cool. But yeah, you'll see people like tighten up like a motherfucker after the new year. So I might come back and play at like 2 in the morning because you'll see a lot of people playing. If there's enough games, then I'll definitely get on. Okay. Yeah, I think that really has something to do with why I'm doing better. It's because I'm not overthinking it. Like I'm just reacting to the board, which is what you have to do playing against these people. Look at this flop. 4-way pot with a flush draw out there, and this was raised pre-flop. Me and you, buddy. Bet big. He doesn't have anything. And I guess I just hope he hits something, right? Well, that's probably the best, because he's probably going to have a flush sometimes. He called me. Did he have an overpair, really? And we didn't get the money in on the turn? He had kings. Jesus Christ, man. Eight good. I find it really weird that people wait for the new year in order to start their goals. Why not just start when you think of that? Yeah, exactly. That's what I've always done. I've never done the resolution thing, but it takes kind of a lot of discipline. See, for me, though, it's like when you want to start something, you might as well just go ahead and start it. Because otherwise you're going to lose motivation, right?
The boys are darted.
Oh, what'd you give them? They're going to control the boys for... They have to be able to walk over there. I mean,
Well, if they can't,
then I can just leave them.
They got Keef peanut butter bread.
You gave them Keef?
Yeah, just a little bit.
I meant their CBD, babe. I didn't mean actually get them high.
Are they going to die?
No, they're not going to die, but it's really not a good thing to do to them.
They're going to be loaded.
Yeah, that's not what we
I
want.
didn't mean to do that.
Well, that's the thing. We don't want that either, because we don't know what their reaction is going to be to the fireworks when they're high. The idea of the CBD was just to knock them down. Now they're going to be tripping out and fucking hearing these.
No, they're going to be knocked out, right?
I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Well, good job. Thanks for not asking. I told you where the CBD shit was.
Now you have me paranoid.
It's fine. There's nothing to do about it now anyway. It's fine. Let it go. It's fine. Knowing them, that probably won't happen anyway. Probably won't happen much anyway.
I'm going over to Mom's.
Okay. Babe, it's fine. Don't do that.
I feel like I put too much now.
Just, it's fine.
Okay.
It's not going to hurt them. They'll be okay.
Okay. See you in about 45 minutes?
Yeah. Yeah, I apologize. It was at 21 when I looked at the VOD. It started halfway through the stream for some reason. Oh, okay. Yeah. So you made 10 points in 3 hours, 30 hours to recoup a buy-in. I don't think it'll take 30 hours, honestly, because the other points that I made, I got them all yesterday because I just made the deposit yesterday to do this. I withdrew $250 and then deposited $250 with a bonus code. So, but yeah, so yesterday's stream was like, I mean, it just depends on the size of the pots you play. And admittedly, I'm doing well, but these pots have not been that huge. Plus, there's another factor. A lot of the points don't accumulate until you close tables. So if I've been on a table the entire time, which I think a few of these I've been on the entire time, the points haven't added in yet. Read the 99 on the 9 deuce thing, like, feels very similar to the hand I lost this morning against quads. Hoping you get a better outcome since it's 10 big blinds effective rather than 15. Yeah. Yeah, king, right? Funny that we didn't just get it on a turn. Like, he just bet really small for no reason. And I was just afraid that I couldn't get him to call because he bet so small, I didn't think he had anything, right? And then he called the river when I bet. So weird. But I like the way I played it. It has been a pretty good session. Is this 7 buy-ins, really? Yeah, started at like 254, right? So that's what, it's like, no, was it 245 or 254? I'm not looking at the title. $254. So 6 buy-ins right now. Couldn't hit a 4. Yeah, I'm definitely happy with it. You know what it is? I think I really hit on something there. I think I need to be playing minimum 6 tables, because otherwise I'm overanalyzing it. All right, I'm just going to give this up. There's not enough money here. Make sure they have lots of water. Oh yeah, they're good. They'll be fine. I just wanted to give them the CBD. The Keef shit won't really fuck them up because it's kind of pretty old. Honestly, I just had the thought it might not do anything to them. Okay. I need to see how long you've been here. Why I still can't see it. 35 minutes. Okay. So this guy's the spot. And he's 3-betting me. I don't want to fold. That's a great flop versus the spot. He took so long. Usually when he makes that bet, he's got something he likes. Look at these runners. Don't tell me somebody has 10 jack. Fuck. He calls with the double gut and it comes off perfect, so I can fucking call it with the king 10. Hope you're having a nice night. I am. Thank you, Nate. Oh, that was unfortunate. Cost me $6. God, these people don't play on real stacks. Played a bunch of big pots yesterday, that's true. Mostly on the losing side. Yeah, I remember. It was not a fun time. Ten deuce, Jesus Christ! Like when you just know your opponent so fucking well that I'm just letting him bluff at me and then he hits it. Six buy-ins. Yeah, 254. It was 6. A little less than that now. Still, it's pretty good for 3.5 hours. That's the thing. I need to be playing more tables. I didn't think honestly, that kind of makes me feel bad because I didn't think I had that weakness that I got bored too easily and I would sit there playing too many hands. But you know what? That just means we'll get to play more poker. And I like to play poker, so why not play more poker? Yeah, because I'm not overanalyzing anything. I'm just betting, which is what you're supposed to do, especially from a GTO standpoint. Like, I was overthinking a ton of shit yesterday. And it wasn't that I was thinking incorrectly, it's that I think it kept me from pulling the trigger when I really should have. Like there was a lot of them on the river where I think I could have gotten folds that I did not get. Get over there. Man, if you guys could see, I am getting a lot of Happy New Year well wishes from just the most beautiful little twinks and trans that I've ever seen, that you've ever seen. I have CBD capsules in the mail just now. Really helps me sleep. It's a miracle hangover cure. Oh, dude, I'm all about fucking CBD. All about fucking CBD. We have a we have CBD capsules. I have weed that doesn't have THC in it. Is just all CBD. Well, it has like less than or 1% THC because I don't really like smoking weed anymore. Um, I've got balms. I've got like crazy shit, man. I make my own CBD. I flavor my own CBD oil. Like I've gotten vape oil, and I make my own vape oil. So all I need is the additive and flavor it any way I like. Typically, for some reason, certain flavors clash with the CBD, so I just go with bubblegum. So this guy is the guy who never bets, and he's min raising me. Dear God, come a queen. Like he never raises. This is the guy who had the aces before and didn't bet it. Yeah, this is just like always two pair. But I will take those odds on that queen any day because when that queen comes off, I get it all. 100%. Completely missed the messages. Sorry, I'm doing well, just enjoying the night. What about you? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, from Nate. And a match on Hinge. Jesus likes you. Oh, well. About time. Whoa. Who the fuck are you? Not analyzing anything, just jetting. Yeah, well, that's the thing. I was over analyzing. I was leveling myself. So it wasn't that I wasn't analyzing the hands. It's that I was overthinking it, basically. Leveling. I mean, I can be good here sometimes, but a lot of times I lose to two pairs, if not a straight. So, set. Oh, that's poorly played, sir. What the other guy have? Gut shot. Two pair. There's the two pair. was going to 3-bet, but the player hasn't been here that long, so I don't think he's going to be that out of line. Yeah. Big on CBD coffee, but it goes off super quick. Is that the... when you say goes off, does that mean spoils? Like milk went, like the milk went off, the milk spoiled. Is that what that means? I've heard that about some bio products that have CBD in them, because the coffee will mold out, right? But I just get the pure concentrates and shit and just add them to stuff, like the capsules. I get CBD capsules and just add them to. Wow, he was out of line. Wow. Okay, so you're a fish. Of course, the guy hit the 9 on the turn, so he can keep betting. Not a big smoker, but I enjoy a good edible when I get my hands on some. Yeah, come out to Vegas. Weed's legal here. There's actually a place called the Apothecary. They're like the edible headquarters. They actually make like cakes and ice cream bars and like crazy shit. Like they had cannolis, fucking weed cannolis. And it's funny because they'll go through this whole big spiel and all like that. And in the end, it all just tastes like weed. It's just like it all just tastes like shit. Just gotta bet twice for no reason. You just gotta bet twice. This guy's just jamming all in. This is the guy who came in over here, the moron. So he's just going ape shit. Oh, the CBD oil separates in the coffee. Yeah, so then you might as well just add shit. You might as well just brew regular coffee, right? Like that you like, and fucking just add CBD to it. Or just take a pill. Take a CBD pill. This guy's all in every hand. Oh, I was just thinking I'll call him with pocket tens. Do I limp and trap him? Nah, I'm going to raise. Hopefully I'm not getting trapped behind. Because I feel like he's going to jam. If this guy just calls, I feel like he's going to jam. These cold calls, don't fucking jam. This fucking maniac fucking calls. He may have been trying to trap this guy as well. Fucking ace on the goddamn river. That might help me or hurt me. I don't know. I think I have to call a river bet, though. Because he can have, like, pocket nines or something. As long as he's an overbet. Well, I'll check. Pocket nines. I'll take it. I think he was thinking about jamming, and I was thinking if he jams, I'm calling. I mean, I'm going to check. I don't know what this guy can have. He really shouldn't have much. Like sixes? Or ace-6, right? Ace-3. Wow. Oh, check. It was a failed attempt at brownies. I forgot the ingredients. Forgot one of the ingredients. Was it the chocolate? Because that would suck. I remember when I had my first apartment, I was living with my then fiance. She had just moved in. Weird scenario. But it was her and her 5 kids, right? I was stepfather of those 5 kids for 10 years. Went very bad in the end. But anyway, I had a buddy who I was a manager at Pizza Hut at the time. And he had a lightning had hit his store. So the fuse box went out. He called me. His store was like 3 miles away from mine. And he called me and he said, dude, all my fucking lights just blew out and my fuse box is smoking, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, your store got hit by lightning, man. And I go, is anything on fire? And he's like, no, nothing is on fire. And I'm like, okay. And, oh, that's somebody's texting. Oh, shit. Internet, did I lose the connection? There it goes. Sorry, guys. Lost my connection there for a sec. Yeah, it's going to happen closer to 12 o'clock because people are using up the bandwidth to make phone calls and shit. So I think I'm going to wrap the stream pretty soon. So this trans girl that I'm seeing, I guess you could say. See, look, I just closed that table, It went from 11 points to 4 points. See? That's what I was saying. So I crushed way more points than it has. Once I close all the tables, you'll see this will go to 100% right when I close this one. Or the next one. But like some of these tables I've been on for the whole 3 hours. So there's this trans girl that I've been talking to. And I texted her Happy New Year's. I always text early because it's hard to get through at midnight. And she goes, yeah, especially with all the sluts on your phone. And I just told her every one of them is special. All right, we'll close this one. And close this one. I'm waiting for it to jump up. It should jump up pretty soon. My rewards points went to $4. So I got at least 40 points. So as soon as I close this table, I'm going to sit out the next hand. So as soon as I close this table, yep, my balance jumped up. It jumped to 322. And my rewards points jumped to 527. It was at 70, and I earned 527. So that, I think, means I got 50 points. So now if we open a table, it's still only showing this because it hasn't updated yet. But I just got a bonus cleared. Like, check it out. Let me see if I can bring it up. Where's my bonuses? Where are my bonuses? How do I find my fucking bonuses? It's not under cashier. It's not under that. Profile, my account, tournaments, game history, my rewards. It's not under my rewards history. Cashier, deposit, promotions, settings, action club. Software details. Oh, where do I find my bonuses, man? I totally forget how to do this. All right, I'll go to my account. I just want to see this. Hang on. I know this is not the most exciting thing in the world, but I'm going to wrap it up in a sec here. Profile, my account. What's going on? I'm not losing frames. Why is this? Bring up Twitch. Check the channel. Cashier history? No. Yeah, I got 50 points, which clears half of a bonus. Did it in 3 hours, right? Let me see here. I want to see the thing. My tournament tickets, my rewards, game history, account summary. No. Tournament tickets? No. My rewards just brings up this shit. This started at 70. Game history report? No. No. Cashier history. Yeah, I don't know how to find my bonuses. I know that there's a way I can see it, but I have no idea. Yeah, it really was a really good session. If you count the $10, which it's part of a bankroll challenge, then I went from 254, we'll say 255, to about 322. So that's like what, 45, 47, $67, almost 7 buy-ins. And you can say, oh, well, you're counting the $10, match bonus you got. I earned it, so I'm counting it. So almost 7 buy-ins, 6 of them we won. 1 of them we got from working. And now all the tables filled back up. So I might come back and play later. I don't know. But either way, I'm going to do a wake up with me at 11 tomorrow, and we'll talk about my plans for the new year, and we'll do some study. And yeah, thanks you guys for coming out. I really appreciate you. I'm going to try to play more later if there's enough tables, and depending on what Courtney wants to do, because I'm going to go over to her parents' house. They live in the same complex. And ring in the new year, which ought to be a lot of fun. And yeah, have a great night. Have a great new year. Thank you guys so much. I know I've only been doing this back again since about late September. And already I've got a lot of people that I really look forward to seeing on here. And hopefully in the next year, we'll go from Qui-Gon broke to now gone rich. I don't know. But either way, have a great night. Stay safe. I'll see you guys very soon, if not later tonight and then tomorrow.